Hey everyone, back with a brand new update, and in this one I'm going to be showing you what I got this past month from the record store and as well as the mall. So I have 11 things I'm going to show you, 10 records and a CD, and this is going to be cut up into two parts. So in this one I'm going to be showing you what I got from the mall, what I got from the record store, and then the second part will be from the mall. So gonna say what I need to say, and without further ado, let's begin the video. So the first record I'm going to show you is by Porcupine Tree. This is their 1996 album Signify. Some great progressive rock. And this is a double album. I'll show you the gatefolds. So, funny story of how I ended up getting this album, or I should say, what persuaded me to get this album, is I was, I was on Facebook, and I had found out that Porcupine Tree were getting back together, and they were going to be putting out a new album, which will be released next year, called Closure Continuation, I believe. And right around that time, I also found out it was Steven Wilson's birthday. And then the pieces all started to fall into place when I found out that this album was available. It was, I came across it on the record store that I bought it from's Instagram site, and then I was like, I have to get this album. So I went on, purchased it, and the next thing you know, I just felt like, there you go. I think it was meant to be that, I'm a Porcupine Tree fan, / Steven Wilson fan. So yeah, this is like I said, great progressive rock album with some great songs on it. Born, Live, Die, Signify, Sleep of No Dreaming, Pagan, Waiting Phase 1, Waiting Phase 2, Sever, which is a great track, Idiot Prayer, Every Home is Wired, Intermediate Jesus, Light Mass Prayers, and Dark Matter. So really happy to have this record in my collection, especially on vinyl of all formats, because I never would have expected to come across that on vinyl. Next up is Thin Lizzy and their album Jailbreak. Classic hard rock heavy metal album. That dual guitar attack from Scott Gorham and Brian Robertson. That incredible bass guitar playing and lead vocals from Phil Lynott, and then of course that fantastic drumming from Brian Downey. So the only thing that's wrong with this record is that it's missing something, and I don't know what it is that's wrong with this record, because this is supposed to have the picture of the band that's a part of this artwork that was done by Jim Fitzpatrick. So I don't quite understand why that's missing here, but regardless, it's still some great artwork, and the album plays good. That's the most important thing, aside from just the fact that that's missing, but yeah, so happy to have that, as well as the next album here, the Notorious Bird Brothers by the Byrds. Classic album. And it's also a very experimental album in terms of what they do on this. It's psychedelic rock, it's country rock, it's of course a bit folky, still very much what they were known for being. But they basically used the studio to their advantage by using phasing and flanging and all this stuff that, you know, really kind of just makes it feel very, you know, far out, you know, really out there. And you got some great songs on here: Artificial Energy, Going Back, Natural Harmony, Draft Morning, Wasn't Born to Follow, Get to You, Changes Now, Old John Robertson, Tribal Gathering, Dolphin Smile, and Space Odyssey. So yeah, it's a classic album, and a very short one as well, you know, clocks in around 30 minutes. So yeah, really happy to have that record in my collection finally. And then next up we have Shriek and their album The Infinite. It's a compilation, and to be more specific, it's an import. Shriek, of course, are a new wave synth pop alternative dance rock band from the 1980s that featured Barry Andrews, formerly of XTC, and David Allen of originally from Gang of Four. So, you know, they just bring a lot to, you know, the table with whatever they've, you know, cranked out during that time period. You know, like they've put out quite a few albums, and during such a brief period of time, which is the first few years, they had put out, I think, a few albums, and then that makes up this compilation. So you've got My Spine is the Baseline, Clear Trails, Asretians. I can't really pronounce the third track's name. It's hard to pronounce. Sway, Madness into Method, Lined Up, which is a great track. Moth Loop, Sex Think 1, Evaporation, A Kind of Fascination, and Working on the Ground. So I'm really happy to have this. And then next up is by King's X. This is Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous. Really happy to have another record by King's X. And this was released on Record Store Day Black Friday recently. Here's the gatefold. And it's limited to number, I believe it's 538 out of 2,500. It's kind of hard to tell, really. But I think that might be a number 8 at the end. But yeah, and it's on this really nice colored vinyl. This nice sun yellow vinyl. So yeah, really gorgeous colored vinyl. Now, the only regret I have with this record, though, is the fact that it's got some warp damage. But you know, that's okay, because it still plays good. That's the most important thing. You know, I'm really happy that it plays good despite the fact it's got that you know, imperfection. But yeah, I mean, it's got some great tunes on it. Fishbowl Man, Julia is a great track. She's Gone Away, Marshmallow Field, When You're Scared, Charlie Sheen, Smudge is another great track. Bittersweet, Move Me, and Move Me Part 2. Just fantastic band, you know, criminally underrated band. And I've said it before, I highly recommend you check this band out if you haven't. And then I'll show you this other thing I got from the record store. I shouldn't leave this one out. This is another album by King's X, and this is their self-titled album from 1992. And when I saw this, I was just absolutely ecstatic, you know, because of the fact that, you know, again, like I've said before in previous videos, like, it's hard to come across anything by this band. And, you know, just happening to find this particular album on CD is just, I was just like, awesome. Because, this has some great tracks on it. The World Around Me is a fantastic opening track. Prisoner is a great track. The Big Picture. Lost in Germany is my favorite track off this album. Awesome track. Chariot Song, Ooh Song, Not Just for the Dead. What I Know About Love, Black Flag's another great track. Dream in My Life, and Silent One's a great closing track. So really happy to have this. So yeah, that pretty much does it for part 1, and stick around for part 2. So yeah, be back soon.